What's up, guys? This is Alex Keeson. Definitely great to see you again and have this opportunity to share a few minutes with you in this wonderful morning. Great week so far, and hopefully your week is going great as well. So one thing I wanted to share in this particular quick video with you is the sense of fear, and I think we all share at some point in our life. Sometimes more than others. Sometimes it's more frequent than some other people experience it. But we are constantly afraid of something, whatever that we may be dealing with in our life at the present moment, or perhaps in the past, and that what's coming up in the future. I think at some point, people will be experiencing that fear and just being afraid to do something, to take a step forward, to try a new thing, to move to a different state or country, or go for opening up their own personal business. I mean, there could be multiple examples of the things that or people are afraid of, or some of the great ones, being afraid to speak in public and speak in front of large groups. Fear of change that I've recently talked about in my blog and one of the other videos that I did. So those are some of the big ones, and we all have fears. We all have things that we are afraid of. But here's the thing: it's how we look at it. It's how we react to that fear. What are we doing about it, and the ways to overcome it. Fear is not something that has to stay with you. Fear is something, whatever that fear may be, that could be overcame, but by simply understanding what it is, realizing how it impacts or may impact you, if any, and how it impacts others, how you react to it. So, for example, I'll use a quick example here from my personal life, and something that I recently talked about, the mindset of an immigrant, and I'm one of them. So, whenever I'll use that example as learning English. I know many immigrants, when they come to the United States, or if you go to any other country, and you're new to the country, and that you have to learn the language. You have to, that's obviously the first thing that you must do, because now it's your country, and now you have to understand understand the culture, understand the people, understand the customs, understand be able to interact with people on a day-to-day basis, and obviously take your life forward, and do things that you want to do, go to school, and go to work, and whatever. So start a career. But you can't do that without knowing how to speak the language of the country that you live in. So what I had to do, and of course I know many people can relate to this, they're also immigrated to United States or any other country. So it's to learn language. What's that to most people? It seems like it's such a scary thing. What do you mean I have to learn language? I don't have to learn language. People still, I'm sure I can find people that speak my language here, whatever that may be, in for example, United States. I'm sure I can find them, and I will never have to learn that language. No, that's absolutely, I'm sure you'll find the people that speak, your language, but at the same time, your native language. But you now live in this new country in the United States, and you have to learn English. But many people are so afraid to take the step to try and try to actually learn language, try to immerse themselves into that experience, because they're afraid of being ridiculed, they're afraid of being laughed at or made fun of when they try to say something that doesn't sound right, or they use the wrong words, and can't put sentences together, or many other things. But the thing is, I've been there. I know how it is, and it's not as scary as you think. It's not as scary as many people think as they approach that dilemma: do I learn language, or do I not? I mean, there's no question about it whether you learn language. You do. You absolutely need to. It's a, you just have to overcome the fear. And I have to do it the hard way, guys. I have to when I had to learn language, which I knew that was a must for me. I was in school, and I went to for a short period of time in junior high, and then shortly after that in high school. Those are the really tough years to go in school without knowing any English. And then get around the school, get to be able to graduate, and get to figure out what you need to do to be able to graduate and start making friends, and start establishing connections in this new country. So why I was thinking, like, why do I need to be afraid? Why people are afraid? They just don't want to be in that position. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. But here's the thing. If you ever want to learn something, you have to be ready to get uncomfortable. It's going to happen. And language learning a new language is absolutely, I think that's the first stage. You will be uncomfortable. Yes, people will, other people may make fun of you. Yes, other people may put you in uncomfortable situations, and you wouldn't know what to say and how to respond to it because you simply just don't understand. I've been there. I know how it feels. And but the thing is, it's only temporary, because once you go through that phase, once you learn the language, once you understand exactly the grammar, and understand how to put sentences together, you understand just the basic way of communicating with others, everything else, it just takes off from there. You start building on top of it, and it gets easier and easier and more fluent. And it's possible, it's doable, and you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely accomplish it. All you have to do, just be ready and be comfortable with overcoming that initial, fear of unknown, and initial fear of stepping into that uncomfort situation. But once you go through it, once you learn the basics, it's so much easier. The life is so much easier, and there's so many opportunities out there. But if you're refusing to try, if you're refusing to learn something new, it's just not going to happen, or it's going to take many years, which time is really precious, and you don't want to waste it. So just know that it's possible. And I went through it. I know how it feels. So I wouldn't be talking about something unless I've experienced it myself. So it's doable. And I've been in situations where I went to the wrong classes. I registered for the wrong classes because I simply didn't know. And I'm sure people said different things to me that I didn't understand. I'm sure that I know they laughed. That many people laughed at me when I tried to say something because it didn't come out right, or it didn't sound right. And but it's expected. It's something that I'm sure if somebody goes to any other country, for example, if you're born in the United States and you go to another country and you're trying to learn language, same exact thing will most likely will happen to you as well. So it's just expected. You have to overcome that. And the thing is, it's something that I think it's a must. I think it's necessary, and I encourage you to overcome that. I would encourage you to overcome that fear, and don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. If what is this to be afraid of? People make fun of you. So what? Big deal. Initially, it's going to happen. Be a bigger person and keep moving forward, keep learning, keep educating yourself, and learn what you need to learn the language or learn the new skill until you acquire it, and then you'll be able to be an expert, and perhaps even at some point you would be the person who will manage someone who initially was resisting your learning. So you just never know. You may be that leader, that inspiring leader that people are waiting and looking for. But if you can't take them through it, utilizing the language they understand, it's going to be very challenging to do. So don't be afraid. That's really the message of this video, and hopefully you've taken some great points here. I've taken some of the experiences, and hopefully you can relate. And if you can, I would love to hear your feedback, your comments. for this particular video and anything else you would like to share, please feel free to do so. I know you've been great in sharing feedback and comments, and I really appreciate that. So this was Alex Keeson. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week or your month or year, and I will be speaking with you soon. Have a great day, and always be learning. Take care.